Okay, this is a video that I'm producing using my phone and using AZ screen recorder, which is that one there, to show what I do when I buy things and I need to record the receipts. Okay, so what I do, whoops, I don't want to go into that. What I do is I just go and use my camera. So before I do anything else, I'll just switch on my camera. Right, and then I have a receipt there. So I just move the camera around, so moving it around a little bit, so it's on the receipt, right? And I'm using just the camera function, and I take a picture. That's it. I've taken a picture. If I touch that button to the left there, that gives me an indicator of the picture. I can go in to see, oh yeah, I've got the whole thing. If it doesn't work out right, I can delete it and create it again. All right. So that's a great situation. You've got the photo on your phone then. All right. So I'll come out of the camera thing and I've got the photo on my phone. In fact, what I'll do is go out of the camera thing and swap cameras and show me. All right. So there it is. That's the receipt I've just taken. All right, that's the photo of the receipt I've just taken. Okay. Now, I come out of that camera thing. If I want to then store that more permanently, I don't want to store it on my phone because I could probably got enough capacity to store all my receipts on my phone. But I like to have a backup copy anyway, and I store it on my server. And to do that, I use this program up here, which is called I just went into it. I'll come out of it again. Okay. This app up here is called CX File Explorer, right? And what I can do with that is I can go into the CX File Explorer, and on here you'll notice it shows that it's the local, library, network. So I go to local, and my photos are stored on the main storage. They shouldn't. I prefer to have them on the SD card, but they're not on the main storage. So I can click on there, and it gives me a list of all the folders that are on my Android phone, right? And Android photos are, whenever you take with a Android camera, it's stored in this one, DCIM, right? So if I go into that, there's also a icon for camera. If I go into that, and then there's all my photos that are there. And you'll notice with photos that it puts a file name, in this particular one, of IMG, then the year, the month, the day, the hours, the minutes, and the second, then a dash. I don't know what that is after the dash. If I go right down to the one at the bottom, which is the last one, okay, and notice that's image, and these other ones below it are videos, right? I go to that one, which is image, and I touch it, right? It then shows me that photo. In fact, if I switch that tick off and just press it, there's that same receipt that I wanted a copy of. But I don't want to have it there. I want to have it on another device, all right? So to do that, what I can do is I can copy it or move it to another device, right? Now I'm doing this wirelessly, and in my particular case, right, the device is a server. Now what you can do if you don't have a server, if you have a portable hard drive, you have it connected to your router, and you should be able to see that portable hard drive connected to your router. I'll perhaps make another video about how to do that later on. But anyway, in this particular case, I'm going to move it. But before I do, I don't like it I could just leave the file name as it is, but I also like to describe roughly what it is. For example, that was receipt for a purchase of a new pair of shoes. So if I just touch it, and it puts a tick on there, and then I say, rightio, I want to, down the bottom here, is rename it, all right? So I touch rename, and it comes up, and I don't like the advantage of this naming structure is it actually, as I said, puts it in date order because it's the year 2020, 02 the month, 13 the day, 9:37 22 seconds. I don't know what the -0 at the end means. I don't want the word image there, so I can just delete that out. And then so all I did was, by the way, touch that and press the delete key, and it deleted it out. And then I test to the right, go to the right there, and I like to record where I bought things, so I touch that. Rather than actually writing, I touch the microphone and say it's big W, it's clothing, and it was shoes for myself. So I'll touch the microphone and see what it does. Big W, clothing, shoes. Didn't work, sorry. Do it again. Oh, that's not working. That's probably because I haven't got an internet connection. So I have to type it. All right, okay. B-I-G, big W, clothing, shoes for me. Shoes for Jeff. Okay, all right. I want a space between the 4 and the Jeff. Okay, click on OK, and there it renames it. Notice it seems to have disappeared from there. If I scroll up the top there it is. That's the one I just took. All right. Actual fact, I took a couple. A couple of things of receipts. There's a receipt for an umbrella I bought this morning, a delivery docket for a shed. I already did the shoes one, so I don't want that. Right? If you don't want anything of it, you can always, and both way, so I'm touching the little box there which ticks it. So if I touch it again, it unticks it, right? And if I want all of them, I can touch them. And if I just one of them, I'll just catch those ones off and touch this box up near the top here. If I touch that, all of them are highlighted. If I touch it again, all of them are unhighlighted. So I can do things in groups with this program, so it's CX File Explorer. Now, I don't want to do that one for the shoes because I've already got it. Notice it's down the bottom here, the shoes one there, and I've also got it up here. So I didn't want that. So I'll get rid of that bottom one. I want to delete that. If I want to delete it, there's things like copy, move, rename, delete, and more down the bottom. So I'm going to delete. Ask me if I want to recycle to the recycle bin or permanently delete it. I'll permanently delete it. Okay, it's removed. Okay, so now I want to copy these files to my server. Now, to do this, it can be long and convoluted if you've got long directory structures, but I'm going to just move one of them, which is that one for the shed, and I'll show you how I do it the long way, and then I'll show you how I do it the quick way. So I touch it there, right? I then say I want to move, which is down the bottom here, you'll notice. So if I touch move, right? I then use the back key underneath the cancel there, the back key, and go back and go back and go back. And I actually have it on a network. So I've got it on a network. It's on my server, right? It's on my Jeff data folder. And I have a thing called tax files for all the things. And there's alphabetical order. Tax file images, all right? I have one for each year. So I go to the 2020 as 19 text file image to the 1920. That's the one there, all right? And then I just press this button down the bottom here, which is paste. So press paste, and there we are. It's moved it from there to there. However, you'll admit that is long and convoluted. I don't do it that way. There's actually an easier way. One of the nice things about the CX File Explorer is you can actually set it up so that the folders that you use most commonly are on your home page. I'll show you how to do that later on, but I'll show you the more quicker way of how I do it. So I'll just go to my home screen. A couple of screens across, I've got these things. Notice these folders, right? Okay, all these yellow ones. I've got one here called Camera to Tax. So that's from my camera folder to my tax file. So if I touch that, it opens up two folders. One is the camera, one is the tax file. If I touch the camera one, there we are, without having to go through one folder to another folder to another folder to another folder, it goes straight to it. It's basically like a shortcut on a PC, right? There's the items I want to copy, move, sorry. So I touch that one and I touch that one. I go down the bottom and say I want to move them, right? Whoops, I don't know if I did that right. I'll do that again. Touch it again, say I want to move, right? And once again, rather than going back with the back button, I just press down the bottom here, my home button, right? Then I'm back to the thing. I go to the camera to tax folder, go to the tax files, boom, I'm straight there where my tax files are, and I say paste. So, and there we are, it's pasting those two files. So that's it. That's how I move. I keep a record of all my receipts using just a simple camera app and move it from one folder to another, from the phone, to my server. If you didn't have a server, you can actually have a hard drive, a portable hard drive or a memory stick plugged into your router, and you can still have access to all this functionality, all right? So just to show the last little bit of it, how I actually set it up so that I've got a folder to put my camera thing in, and a folder on the, going back here, a folder on the, this folder here where I've got that camera and folder and text file folder. The way you do that is there's a function within CX File Explorer, and it's actually a hidden function. I've gone into it. I'll just go back to the main menu of CX File Explorer. All right. Okay, that's what CX File Explorer's main menu looks like. If I touch the three buttons at the top there and then go into settings, one of the settings you'll see is, where is it? Register record bin, show advanced menus. This one here, add, I'll just switch it off and then switch it on, add to home screen. When you get CX File Explorer, it doesn't have that button switched on. When you switch that on, it gives you an extra option when you've got a list of files. I'll show you what that is now. So I come out of this and I go to, let's say where my camera is. Well, I happen to know it's on local. It's on SD, oh no, it's not an SD card. Come back from that local, main storage. Go to where my DCIM is, then go to camera, all right? In fact, I'll go back one and I'll just tick the camera one, all right? Over here down the bottom is the more function. If I touch more now, you'll notice one of the things is it says add to home screen. Now that won't be there unless you've switched that add to home screen function on in the settings. If I touch that now, it comes up and says add to home screen. Touch and hold to place manually, all right? I can add it automatically, which I'll just put into a folder, or I can just touch it and hold it and then drag it to where I want it to go, which in this case will be, say, there. All right, that's the camera folder. All right. Okay, so I've done that with the camera one. Let's say I want to do the same thing for my text files, which is on my server. All right, that's a whole lot of folders deep. All right, I'll, if necessary, if anyone wants to know how to access, hard drives on other computers or on your router, send me an email and I'll show you how to do that. All right, but to get, that's the camera one. All right, so I'll also now want to put my what's called text file one, which is on my server. So once again, I'll go into CX File Explorer, I go back to the home, I go to network where my folder is, I go to Jeff's server, which is my server, Jeff's data, text file images, PQRS in alphabetical order, text file images, and text file images 2019-20 is the bottom one there. So I'm going to touch that. And once again, I then touched more and it says add to home screen. I do that. Once again, I can just touch it. It'll put it on the home screen, but I want to be able to place it manually. So hold it there, move over across a screen, another screen, and I could put it in that blank one. I won't. I'll put it down there. Okay. Righto. So that one there is text file images. Oh, I'll just come back out of that. All right. That one there's text file images there, and which I went into, and I come right out of that. And the one up the top is camera. Where'd I put the camera one? Let's say I want to combine the two of them like I've done with this one over here near my face, right? All I simply do is grab the text file images one and drag it up into the camera one. And by the way, you can do this with all icons on Android. What's in there now, I've got the two in the two folders. In fact, I've got 3 folders or 4 folders or 5, unlimited, I don't know how many folders, in the one group of folders. If I now do a long press on that, which I'm doing, I didn't do it quite right. I'm not doing it properly. No, not doing it properly. Sorry, I do it not a long press, an ordinary touch on it. It's called unnamed folder. If I change that, I can give it any name. I'll type any name. Any name. Okay, click the tick. And there it's now called any name. So now, when I bring it back, it's called any name. Now I've already got one that does all this, which is the one over here. I've just repeated all that, right? So that's my camera, that's my text files, the same as that one. Text files, camera on my wrong way around. I can probably move them, I don't know. Anyway, if I don't want them, if I want to get rid of a folder at any stage, I can just hold it there and move it up to remove. It's gone. It's all gone. But all I'm saying is now that's how I keep a record of all my receipts. I photograph them with the camera, right? I rename them, as I just shown you how to rename them, and then I also move them to another device. My server has also a backup server which automatically backs everything up. All right, you can do that if you have multiple. If you've got a server situation, don't know if you can do that with Android, but anyway, not sure. If you've got any questions, give me a send me an email. Other than that, goodbye. Cheers. Oops. How do I turn this off? Stop.